logos. So what do you think it is?
Reminds me a little bit of like an Audi.
I would say Lexus, maybe Acura.
What if I told you this is the 2016 Chevy Malibu?
Wow.
This is a Malibu?
Yes, this is the all-new 2016 Chevy Malibu. And now current qualified GM lessees can get this Malibu LT for around $199 a month.
I got hit in my car in the front end. That's when I decided to call Daryl.
We were able to take care of the insurance problems for him. We were able to get all his medical bills paid, and we were able to get a very good settlement from Mike.
Call Kogan and DeSalvo now. The call is free.
Don't miss the Home and Remodeling Show this weekend at the Palm Beach County Convention Center. Everything you need for your home with over 300 booths, the latest in remodeling ideas, free seminars, register to win a 3-day cruise. This Friday through Sunday, Palm Beach County Convention Center.
Get your News Channel 5 updates throughout the day on News Radio WJNO.
It is a mess out there today, and it's a Storm Team 5 weather alert day. A tornado reportedly touches down on Broward College's North Campus. You can see some of the damage behind me here. Coming up, we'll tell you more about what happened.
This weather is terrible.
South Flagler underwater, creating a big problem on the roads.
I'm still tracking storms on the radar. We're not done yet. More heavy rainfall. What you can expect tonight and tomorrow.
From the Treasure Coast to Boca, severe weather has hit the entire viewing area and rainfall totals are trickling in.
It's 4 o'clock in South Florida, and this is the Now. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Shannon Cake. Welcome to the Now, South Florida. Of course, the big story everybody is talking about at this moment, the weather. This right here behind me, a live look at I-95, of course, right around 6th Avenue. Today, we've seen severe thunderstorms, wet roads, and a confirmed tornado as well. Today has been and continues to be a Storm Team 5 weather alert day. We're turning it over right now to Chief Meteorologist Steve Weagle.
It is a busy one, Shannon, and more on the way. It's not over yet. Really, it's just beginning because there is rain all the way into the Gulf of Mexico. It is moving in tonight and into tomorrow. So get used to it. Try to stay inside if you can and keep up to date with all the watches and warnings. We've had, as Shannon mentioned, we had a tornado confirmed now around Coconut Creek in Broward County, and we have big storms still on the way tonight. So weather alert day, I've been talking about this for a day now, and this will probably continue into tomorrow. Weather alert conditions with lightning in some of these storms, tornadoes still possible, wind gusts approaching 60, 70, even higher gusts in some of these stronger storms. Hail hasn't been an issue with the weather today, but flooding has been, and flooded streets are still going to be a problem as we head into tonight and Thursday. Here's a look at the rainfall. Now, this is what's going on right now with some strong cells pushing in along the coastline, but look at this in the Gulf of Mexico. Really unbelievable. It is a pipeline of more heavy rain that comes in tonight, and it'll taper off and on through the evening, but it'll fire up again as we get into Thursday. We've had a little bit of a break with the heavy rain in the last hour, but right on our doorstep now through western Delray, Boca, up into Boynton Beach, we have a pretty solid cell of heavy rain and a few lightning strikes that are coming in the next hour. Not much for lightning, but definitely torrential downpours. Times of arrival in the next few minutes: Century Village, Whisper Walk, La Rivage, down through Woodfield and Valencia Falls. Very populated area here, western Boynton Beach, Turnpike, 95, and then off the coastline. Everything's moving about 25, 30 miles an hour toward the coast. So it's moving very quickly. Treasure Coast, persistent rain, more on the way this evening. It's adding up too. So gusty winds, torrential downpours could pick up an additional 2 to 4 inches of rain before it's all said and done. We still have that tornado threat, and we'll keep you up to date. We'll break in if there's any kind of threats or any new warnings. I want to toss it over to Felicia Combs. She's watching the rainfall totals and what we can expect through the evening.
That's right, Steve, and we've already seen a lot of rain across the area. Flooding is becoming a big issue. Of course, with this, we always want to remind you, and I know you've heard it a million times, turn around, don't drown, don't drive through that standing water. What you're looking at right now is a radar estimate of the accumulated rainfall that we've seen. I want to show you this because you're seeing where we're seeing the highest amounts across the area right now. And as you can see here, specifically in southern Palm Beach County is where we're seeing quite a bit of rain, around 3.5 inches in that little orange spot that you're seeing. And I actually think these rainfall totals are a bit underdone. I think a lot of us have seen more rain than what this is actually showing. You can see here in West Palm, it was saying around 2.5 inches. And according to the official count at PBI, we've actually seen over 3.5 inches so far. So we've seen a lot of rain, and we're going to see more. You can see that rainfall totals map there. For now, back to Steve. He's going to tell you a little bit more about what you can expect with all of this.
Yeah, Felicia, really the rainfall totals causing the problems with flooded streets. Watch out if you're driving anywhere tonight and Thursday. More flooded streets, an issue. Still the tornado threat. We're keeping you up to date. And Shannon, we're going to break in at any time if we get any new watches or warnings. They've been popping up pretty quickly during the day and more likely this evening, too.
Staying close to our weather team today for sure. Steve Weigel, thanks for the information. And on days like today, good reminder here, our Storm Shield app is a great tool to have in your pocket right there on your phone. It has up-to-the-minute alerts when dangerous weather moves through the area that you happen to be in. All you have to do is go to WPTV.com. You can download it from there. We move to the Treasure Coast now, where it has also been raining at a steady clip on this day. The Now's John Shaman is live along Floresta Drive in Port St. Lucie. John?
Well, Shannon, we're at Floresta and West Virginia. I'm standing in about, 7 or 8 inches of water, but really this is the worst of it. Right now it's just a sprinkle, and this is just the swale. You can see behind me Floresta Drive, a major north-south road here in Port St. Lucie. No problems with the traffic. We've been driving around the city all day, and we'll show you some pictures. Here's what drivers were going through a little bit earlier. And yeah, lots of splashing as people got around the city, but so far, no major problems. In fact, I just spoke to a gentleman with the city's Public Works Division, and he told me for a little while there was some flooding on West Virginia, but right now, everything in the city seems to be high and dry. Why? Well, because after Tropical Storm Faye in 2008, the city undertook what was called the Eastern Watershed Improvement Project. It was a 3+ year project of canals and building stormwater treatment areas, and it was a $35 million project designed to prevent massive flooding like we saw in Tropical Storm Faye. Now, again, to put it in perspective, back in 2008, that tropical storm brought 14 inches of rain. Today, nowhere near that amount. So right now, things are okay in the city of Port St. Lucie. We'll have much more. We'll be driving around the city and see if we can bring you anything a little bit later today. We are live in Port St. Lucie. I'm John Shaman for the Now, South Florida.
Good news there from John. Thanks, John. Today's storm took out multiple cars, though, in Coconut Creek when a tornado actually touched down there. Our team coverage continues now with the Now's Jacqueline Powell. She was actually there in the middle of all the damage before the cars were towed away. She shows us just how far that tornado pushed them.
We're on Broward College's North Campus in Coconut Creek. You can see behind me here up close the damage. Police tell us that when a tornado touched down here in the parking lot, that this car was rolled over on top of the other one. You can see the windshield completely cracked there. Now, right now, a tow truck is working on getting this car off of the other one. And if you look over here, you can see another truck also flipped over. It was parked here in the parking lot and actually made its way over into the grass. So a lot of damage here, but luckily, police tell us no one was inside of these cars. They were just parked, so no one was hurt here today. Reporting in Coconut Creek, Jacqueline Powell, the Now South Florida.
Jacqueline, thank you. So what is everybody talking about today? I think we've been covering it, but specifically driving in the wet stuff. It could be worse, though. The Now's Rachel Lado is here with flooding in one downtown West Palm Beach neighborhood.
Heavy rain and high tide left some neighborhoods like this underwater.
Here in the El Cid neighborhood, this stretch of Washington Road is underwater. Cars taking turns driving down the middle of the street when possible. It's a toss-up on what's worse, driving or walking in this weather. Palm Beach Atlantic University sophomore Andrew Corelli says walking.
I had to park in here and then walk all the way down the street onto campus in the pouring rain. I gotta drive here, so I gotta park over here to walk over there.
Andrew says skipping class because of rain is not an option.
I mean, you gotta go to class still. It sucks, but you gotta do it. You're paying for classes. My jacket's all wet. You gotta sit in a wet jacket every class.
For now, he can take a break, sit in his car, and try and dry off.
I gotta go back in an hour, walk through this again. It's terrible.
Just down the road from campus, parts of this El Cid Park is underwater. It's hard to tell where the park ends and the Intracoastal begins.
Low tide is right now, which could help alleviate flooding for some. Reporting from West Palm Beach, I'm Rachel Leto for The Now.
Rachel, thank you. A lot of you have been sending us pictures from today's storms that moved through. Keep them coming if you can. If you can, of course, safely take a photo or video, please do, and then post them to our Facebook and Twitter pages as well. Coming up next here on The Now, the investigation into the deadly school bus crash that we first reported on yesterday here on The Now. What caused that freak accident that sadly claimed the life of a beloved school principal? You're watching The Now on WPTV News Channel 5.
Storm Team 5 Weather Alert Day activated. That means hourly updates, continuous coverage everywhere, and important information about your neighborhood until the weather passes. Storm Team 5 Weather Alert Day activated today.
This gonna be fun. Like driving Miss Daisy, only without all that civil rights bull.
Shut up! Megan Mullally in You, Me, and the Apocalypse premieres Thursday, followed by The Blacklist on NBC.
Moist on the inside, crispy and golden on the outside. Bud's chicken fingers.
Bud's Chicken and Seafood. Taste Bud's. Taste the difference.
It's hard to find time to keep up on my shows. That's why I switched from Uverse to Xfinity. Now I can download my on-demand shows and take them anywhere.
Ready or not, here I come.
Now hide and seek time can also be catch up on my shows time.
Here I come. Can't find you anywhere.
Don't settle for Uverse. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or go online today.
We got beautiful new floors thanks to Empire Today's 60% off sale. We got carpet 60% off, hardwood 60% off, laminate 60% off, and I didn't even have to leave the house. We saw lots of styles right in our own living room. We love our new floors.
Don't miss Empire's 60% off sale. Schedule a free estimate now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Want super savings that really kick things off?
Greg's got it.
A Whirlpool top-load washer and dryer, $6.99 for the pair. A Frigidaire stainless steel side-by-side refrigerator, $8.89. Plus up to 24 months, zero interest.
Greg's got it.
Super savings on a super selection of major appliances. Save up to an extra $500 instantly on H.H. Greg's already low prices. Top brands, low prices, fast delivery. H.H. Gregg.
Greg's got it.
Opportunity has no slow season, no off days or downtime. Opportunity is everything you make of it. This winter, take advantage of our exceptional offers on the latest generation of Cadillacs. Current GM lessees can get this low mileage lease on this ATS from around $279 per month. Visit your local Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer.
Teamwork. At Cersei Denny, we have an experienced team to pursue justice for those injured by defective products.
At Cersei Denny, we fight for consumers hurt by bad drugs and dangerous medical devices. Learn more at CerseiLaw.com.
Welcome back to The Now. We have some breaking news coming into our newsroom right now. This connected to the armed militia standoff in Oregon. It has been going on for nearly a month now. This afternoon, state and federal authorities urged the people still holed up inside this U.S. Wildlife Refuge building to abandon their protest and just give up. It comes after police shot and killed one of the protesters, Lavoy Finicum, just last night, and then injured one of the leaders, Ryan Bundy. They had arrested 4 others, including Bundy's brother, Ammon. The group took over that wildlife refuge, as you know, 26 days ago in a protest over how much land the federal government actually owns. Today, we are learning some new details about that school bus crash. We told you about it yesterday as breaking news right here on The Now. Sadly, it killed an Indianapolis school principal. Right now, police are talking to some witnesses. They're looking through surveillance video as they try to piece together what led to this tragic accident. Today, investigators, in fact, released their theory that operator error may be to blame. The Now's Mike Pelton explains.
It's truly gut-wrenching. It's one of the more horrific scenes that you'll see.
24 hours later, IMPD and state police are narrowing in on what caused school bus 244 to lurch forward on Tuesday, striking and killing Amy Beverland principal Susan Jordan.
Preliminarily, we just it appears that this was an operator error.
IMPD is leading the investigation, and records show bus 244 underwent an annual inspection just last week, which state police found no mechanical problems. After inspecting the bus Tuesday, they only found body damage as a result of the crash.
Sir, there's no mechanical violations noted that attributed to the crash.
And we just believe this was a tragic operator error that resulted in the death of a beloved community member. It's very unfortunate, and it's really too early to determine exactly what happened.
IMPD does not believe any medical issue took place. They also don't suspect drugs or alcohol played a role, although those tests will take several weeks.
These buses are lined up ready to go. They're all lined up kind of at a diagonal. And so as you know, this bus, for whatever reason, jumped the curb and almost went straight.
State police inspected the bus and are conducting a follow-up investigation, looking into the driver, making sure paperwork checks out, and looking at video from inside the bus, trying to pinpoint specifically what took place.
It does have a GPS system and an engine monitoring device that shows engine RPMs and specific engine information.
It's so hard to watch. All right, well, within the next week or possibly two, Indiana State Police say they will be wrapping up their investigation. Then they'll hand it over to Indianapolis Metro Police so they can make that part of their investigation. They will then turn the entire case over to the prosecutor's office to determine what, if any, charges could be filed. Right now, a bank robbery suspect is dead and a woman is in custody following a standoff. This all happened at the La Quinta Inn on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. Officers say the male suspect was Bruce Knapp. We are told he took his own life there at the scene. The Now's Alex Hagan has been following this story all day for us. He's live in West Palm Beach with the very latest. Alex?
Well, law enforcement are still on scene here. You can see outside the La Quinta Inn in the front entrance, a squad car and a crime scene unit van remain outside. They are still investigating this incident. However, they began clearing the scene at around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Detectives arrived here at the La Quinta at just after 9 this morning, receiving reports that Bruce Knapp, wanted in several recent robberies, including 2 bank robberies, was staying at this hotel. Now, the hotel, along with other businesses nearby, were evacuated as we saw SWAT teams, K-9 units, and the bomb squad surround the building. They tried repeatedly to contact Knapp, then entered his room about 11:30 this morning. Inside, they found the suspect dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Now, I talked to one man staying at the hotel. He describes the scary situation of when he was told to leave the building.
They came and then just banging on my door, and then it was just like, we need you to leave like right now, but you need to take the stairs down. And as I'm coming down, there's like FBI people, there's like bomb squads, there's like, I don't know what's going on.
Now, again, the second suspect is a woman. Her name has not been released at this time. Now, again, Knapp has been wanted for several robberies, including several bank robberies, as I said earlier, in Palm Beach County. More on his string of robberies, his history, tonight at 5 o'clock. For now, reporting for the Now South Florida, I'm Alex Hagan.
Alex, thank you. A daring rescue on the Pittsburgh Turnpike as a group of Good Samaritans worked together to save a life. The incredible act of courage happened during the height of last week's winter storm. The weather was intensifying, and the driver in this case lost control of his rig. There it is right there. The truck was dangling perilously right off the highway, they say. Another driver stopped, scaled down that hill to see if the trucker was all right. The next moment, there was an entire group of drivers who had stopped to try to help out. They started hooking arm to arm together to make this human chain you see here. They finally rescued the injured man inside the truck.
When it comes down to it and someone is in a catastrophic, dangerous situation, for most people, I think their instinct is, I gotta help.
Incredible story, right? Well, this, as you know, was just the beginning of nearly 48 hours of trouble on that turnpike. Down the road a bit, traffic would again come to a halt, stranding some drivers for as much as 30 hours that same day. We can only hope that we are never on the road when something like this happens. Look at that car. going the wrong way. This wrong way driver caused multiple traffic accidents in Central Florida. A 78-year-old driver traveled 8 miles in the wrong direction. The driver caused 2 accidents as other drivers tried to avoid the white GMC pickup there. Fortunately, nobody was seriously injured in any of those accidents. Here in the Weather Center, Steve Weigel, I don't know where to begin. I'm sure you don't either.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is. Pretty much rain across all of South Florida and more on the way. And if you're heading out tonight, drive slow. Don't drive through any flooded roadways. A lot of flooded streets around. And we're going to see that pretty much aggravated through tonight and Thursday because we have an additional 2 to 4 inches of rain on the way. There's some video coming in of some of the rainfall. Not sure where this location is, but it's somewhere in South Florida. And it is coming down in buckets. More on the way through the evening. All right, here's a look at the weather alert day for our area. And the heaviest rain will be working across South and Central Florida tonight and tomorrow with a big area of rain coming in along the coastline. And again, Thursday, just a weather pattern that doesn't want to break at all. So some lightning and storms, tornadoes. We've already had one confirmed tornado in Broward County this morning and more possible. Gusty winds, a big issue, and the flood situation where we've seen 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. Just had a report from our weather spotter in Boynton Beach. 5 inches of rain so far from this system and more on the way tonight. It's not going to end anytime soon. There's a look. Oh, by the way, that weather spotter also told me that, and that's Rich in Boynton Beach, told me that they had 3 tornado drills. I don't want to call them drills, but they had a situation where the tornado warnings went off of the schools and they had to take cover because of those warnings. So it is a situation that we're really going to have to watch, and you want your Storm Shield app to keep up to date with it too. Download it from the App Store. Several more inches of rain, wind gusts, and a possible brief tornado still possible tonight and tomorrow, Shannon. Busy night out there. There is cooler weather, and it's going to arrive later this week.
Wow, not a great forecast, Steve Weigel. Thank you. A skier accidentally triggered an avalanche, and this was caught on camera. The unbelievable video and the skier's amazing escape. That's incredible. It's coming up next here on The Now, plus this.
Let's be honest, are all these Facebook friends real friends? You may not like what science has to say, and we'll tell you why.
WPTV News Channel 5, Treasure Coast Newspapers, and TCPalm.com. This is the largest news partnership on the Treasure Coast.
Honda knows just because you're looking for a utility vehicle doesn't always mean you're looking for adventure. You might just be looking for a coffee table. That's why our vehicles come with smartly designed interiors and technology to adapt to just about anything. It's more than just utility. It's modern utility. Nothing compares to a Honda. KBB.com's best value brand.
Hey, it's Heath from Wave 92.7. Get WPTV News Channel 5 weather updates from Steve Weigel and Storm Team 5 every hour during your workday. News Channel 5 and Wave 92.7, keeping you safe and secure.
Introducing Longhorn steaks that sizzle for $12.99, like the new smoky bacon sirloin and the Parmesan crusted sirloin. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
You like being picture perfect. You should want your banking to be too. Stop into TD Bank and we'll help set you up with Picture Perfect banking. New customers open a checking and savings account and you can get a Polaroid Cube Plus video camera on the spot.
Ready? It's happening right now at Rooms to Go. Pick from 100 beautiful rooms, each under $1,000. Picture it, your home fully furnished in your style, with living rooms under $1,000, dining rooms under $1,000, bedrooms under $1,000, 100 stylish options under $1,000. And it gets even better. Finance for $20 or less per month, interest-free. Furnish your home to perfection. Now at Rooms to Go.
What do women want? It's a question men have been trying to answer forever. Perhaps we have an answer. Come explore the Boca Raton What Women Want Lifestyle and Wellness Expo and peruse a bounty of products and services for women and their families. Beauty, health, home, lifestyle, intuitive readings. The What Women Want Lifestyle and Wellness Expo at the Meisner Park Amphitheater, January 30th and 31st. We want you there. Oh, and please note, the man in your life is welcome too. Beer will be served. Log on to expoboca.com.
When we made the Jeep Cherokee, we didn't stop at a stunning interior or at advanced technologies or stop at that gas station or from going over bumps or rocks or through rivers. Let's just say we couldn't stop ourselves. One drive and you'll discover why the Jeep brand continues to be the best-selling SUV brand. Now get 0% financing for 5 years or $3,000 total cash allowance on the 2016 Jeep Cherokee Latitude.
Welcome back to the Now South Florida. If your child likes Lego, he or she will love this. A Lego model of a Polish palace, and it's made from 15,000 Lego pieces. Polish school children have built this very large model of the Branicki Palace, which is located in the country's northeast. The center for kids here is using Legos. They're using Legos for age-related activities to teach these kids about the history and the architecture of the palace and its grounds. It's a great way to teach them, isn't it? Give them some Legos. They'll be interested all day long. One young boy, in fact, said he was thrilled to take part in this activity and learn. Isn't that fun? Well, a skier unintentionally started an avalanche on a mountain. This was in Kyrgyzstan, and he lived to actually tell the tale. Our friends at Right This Minute show you how it happened.
Heyo, the Now, I'm Nick Calderon. And I'm Ollie Pettigrew with a little bit of inspiration. Get out there and move mountains. Unless, of course, you're on the side of this mountain in Kyrgyzstan. After a little bit of testing, it looks like it's safe, but watch us very quickly. It's like lightning. Fascinating to see how quickly that little fault line in the snow just rips, like right around him. He's almost on an island of snow. He seems to just lie down and take it, but quickly realizes he does have an opportunity. You see, he stands up, almost rides it out on his skis before eventually coming to a rest on top of the snow. Man, that was a close call. Thankfully, he stopped where he did. For more awesome videos just like that, you can catch us on Right This Minute.
That was neat, but I was kind of expecting a little more, guys, if I can be honest. No, glad he's safe, truly. Catch the full episode of Right This Minute at 7:30, right after the last. Turn into Steve Weagle, and he has some excitement going on for sure. Steve?
Yeah, heavy rainfall continues. We have more on the way tonight and tomorrow. I'm going to talk about what we can expect tonight as far as rainfall and whether we'll get a bit of a break coming up.
Is the gym too boring? We'll show you 3 fat-blasting outdoor workouts you'll love and tech that'll make anyone a better driver. Our list of new gadgets that are a must for the car.
Tonight at 7 on News Channel 5.
Hi, I'm Manon Matthews, and this is
Huh?
And this is Flan. Hi, I'm Manon Matthews.
And I'm Eric Rivera.
Coming soon on Xfinity.
The quirky new comedy series called
Off Script.
Yeah.
Presented by Xfinity. Be sure to check it out.
We're in it.
Yes, we are.
No two cancers are the same. Neither are any two cancer patients. That's why at Moffitt Cancer Center, we start with molecular testing and genomics to determine the most effective treatment plan to beat your cancer. One with the least side effects, so you can get back faster to the life you led before cancer.
I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. I did go through 6 months of chemo and 5 weeks of radiation. And at my 1-year checkup, my PET scan came back positive. I had to find the courage to fight again. My oncologist explained to me the innovative treatments that Moffitt has to offer patients. I came to Moffitt and I received treatment here. And I decided, you know what? I want to go back to where my life was given back to me.
So if you've been diagnosed with cancer, call Moffitt Cancer Center first to schedule an appointment. Or visit Moffitt.org to learn why hundreds of thousands of patients have chosen Moffitt as their partner in their battle with cancer.
The threat of a hurricane is a fact of life. Being prepared can make all the difference. FEMA recommends that you protect your home and family from severe weather by preventing the breach of the building. What can you do to protect your home? The new MaxForce EXT Series windows are the clear choice. MaxForce EXT Series windows are built to withstand hurricane forces and protect your most valuable investment, your home. Hurricane protection also means security protection. To prove it, we put MaxForce EXT windows to the ultimate test. MaxForce EXT Series windows survive whatever is thrown at them. The MaxForce products received an overall design pressure rating of 100. This placed it into a category leaps ahead of the nearest vinyl products, easily withstanding the most powerful Category 5 hurricanes. From Hurricane Opal in 1990 to the present hurricane season, MaxForce EXT windows and doors have withstood over 100 named storms and nearly 75 hurricanes since 1989. For hurricane protection for your home, the choice is clear.
We invited you here today to get your honest opinion about this new car. To keep things unbiased, we removed all the badging and logos. So what do you think it is?
Reminds me a little bit of like an Audi.
I would say Lexus, maybe Acura.
What if I told you this is the 2016 Chevy Malibu?
Wow.
This is a Malibu?
Yes, this is the all-new 2016 Chevy Malibu. And now current qualified GM lessees can get this Malibu LT for around $199 a month.
We're back here on the Now South Florida. It is wet, it has been windy, and it's not over.
Yeah, and a tornado confirmed earlier today in Broward County, very close to our viewing area. We had several tornado warnings, and more possible tonight. I think the real big threat here, though, is the flood situation.
Right.
We're setting some records as far as rainfall today, and we have more. We have several inches more rain coming tonight and tomorrow, so it's not done yet.
Just look at that map, too.
Yeah, it is a real mess. So that's why we have the weather alert day, Shannon, and that will continue tonight. It could be extended into the overnight and tomorrow. We'll evaluate that as we get into the evening. And what's happening here is that we have these little impulses in the atmosphere coming across. They dump a lot of rainfall. It tapers off a bit, and then another one comes in behind. But lightning has been an issue. We've seen some lightning strikes, nothing too significant, certainly not excessive lightning. Confirmed tornado, several tornado warnings. Gusty winds to 60 and 70 miles an hour possible in some of these storms. Hail's not an issue this time. Flood situation, though, is with 4 to 5 inches down in a few spots and more coming. It is heavy, heavy rain all the way into the Gulf of Mexico, and you know which way it's headed, into our area tonight. And it's one line of showers and storms after another. Heavier rains now around Okeechobee in Palm Beach County. The real big cells that we were concerned about earlier have now pushed off the coast. You can see some pretty good rains, though, to the north starting to work in, too, across the Treasure Coast. So it is a tricky commute home, and if you have any outdoor plans tonight, you may want to reevaluate them or drive slow and give yourself lots of extra time. So an additional several inches of rain, gusty winds in some of the storms that develop, and still that tornado threat into the evening. You need really two things for tornado development. You need upward motion in the atmosphere. Thunderstorms do that. You also need wind shear at different levels, different directions. That gives you the spin, and we've had that today, too. So that could be a threat into the evening, too. Our rainfall amounts have been staggering today, to say the least, and it's not over. Felicia Combs is going to break down some of those numbers. Felicia.
That's right, Steve. We've already seen several inches. In fact, here in West Palm, the official measuring site at PBI, the old record, a little less than 3.5 inches of rain set in one day. We have shattered that. We're at over 4 inches of rain. Now, what I'm showing you here is a radar estimate of the rainfall that we've seen. So where you're seeing the oranges and yellows, that's where we're seeing the higher amounts of rain. Now, whenever you're getting just a radar estimate, it's not always going to be spot on, but it gives you a good idea of where we've seen the most rain. You can see in this orange area right here, it's saying around 3.5 inches. I'm saying probably more than that because it's got West Palm under the yellow, and as I just said, we've seen about 4 inches. So you can see along the Treasure Coast, you've still gotten a good deal of rain. I'd say between 2 and 4 inches has already fallen across the entire area. So still more falling. There is that flood advisory in effect until 7 p.m. Want to remind you once again, do not drive into this standing water. It's a really bad idea. Most flooding deaths do come from people driving into that. So that's something we want to keep reminding you. And we're going to see more rain, another couple inches possible. I'm going to send it back to Steve for more information on that. But just keep in mind that we're still continuing with this rainy, stormy weather heading into the overnight.
Good point. It's not over yet. More on the way this evening, and strong wind gusts, too. And we do have a break from all this wild weather coming later in the week. We'll talk more about that. And we're going to talk about, we can just give you updates on the radar, break in, let you know if there's any watches or warnings issued as we go through the Now at 4.
But since there is still a lot more ahead tonight, Steve, this is a good reminder. On days like today, our Storm Shield app is a great tool to have on your phone. It has up-to-the-minute alerts when dangerous weather is moving wherever you are. Okay, wherever if you've left your home, if you're at work, It tells you exactly where you are, it pinpoints your location, and tells you whether dangerous weather is headed your way. You can download it right now by going to WPTV.com. While some parts of our viewing area were harder hit than others, the weather continues to affect people all across Palm Beach County. The Now's Katie Johnson continues our live coverage now. She's joining us live in Jupiter with details on what residents in that area have experienced so far. Katie?
Shannon, we've been in Jupiter throughout the day, and one thing has remained constant is rain. Luckily, we're catching a break from it right now, but we have been closely looking at the radar, and it seems like it's about to come our way. We're in this circle right now where there isn't any, but it's been constant throughout the day here. There were also some strong winds that moved through the area, creating some big waves here at the beach and at the Jupiter Inlet. Surfers could be seen catching some waves in the inlet, which I have to say is quite dangerous. There were very few people here today. Along with the surfers were some spectators and fishermen. And despite the dreary, rainy weather, one fisherman tells me this is actually a great time to catch some fish.
A lot of days it's too crowded to fish, so it's good to be out here with only a couple people.
Now, just a mile north of us here at the inlet, the U.S. Coast Guard in Sea Tow actually had to rescue a man today. This happened around 6:30 this morning. The Coast Guard tells me the man's 26-foot boat couldn't handle the rough seas and capsized. Luckily, that man is okay. We're told that he was clinging onto a cooler and his life jacket, and he actually used the light on his cell phone to attract Sea Tow towards him so that they could rescue him. But again, he is doing just fine after his boat capsized early this morning. We're live in Jupiter. Katie Johnson for the Now, South Florida.
Katie, thank you. A veteran continues serving his country and his community. He did it most recently during the recent snowstorm.
I was out here for, probably about 2 hours.
Last year, Justin Anderson took his off-road wheelchair and made some modifications, adding a snow blade to it. Every snowfall, he does his part and more.
The community has supported me immensely through, some of my struggles and my tough times with having my leg amputated, and then also with my fight with brain cancer. So this is my way of giving back.
Incredible guy, isn't it? Anderson says that his makeshift snowplow isn't about the recognition, but more about his duty, and that even if he never got a thank you, he says he would still do what he does. And of course, that's true hero form, isn't it? Great story. 17 more days until Valentine's Day. Can you believe it? Have you purchased your special someone a gift yet? If not, coming up here on The Now, we're going to help you find some really good ways to save some money. Because don't we need to do that after the holidays? We're watching you're watching The Now, and I am too, right here on WPTV News Channel 5.
If you have type 2 diabetes, you may know what it's like to deal with high and low blood sugar. Januvia sitagliptin is a once-daily pill that, along with diet and exercise, helps lower blood sugar. Januvia works when your blood sugar is high and works less when your blood sugar is low, because it works by enhancing your body's own ability to lower blood sugar. Plus, Januvia by itself is not likely to cause weight gain or low blood sugar, hypoglycemia. Januvia should not be used in patients with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Tell your doctor if you have a history of pancreatitis. Serious side effects can happen, including pancreatitis, which may be severe and lead to death. Stop taking Januvia and call your doctor right away if you have severe pain in your stomach area, which may be pancreatitis. Tell your doctor right away and stop taking Januvia if you have an allergic reaction that causes swelling of the face, lips, tongue, or throat, or affects your breathing or causes rash or hives. Kidney problems sometimes requiring dialysis have been reported. Some people may develop severe joint pain. Call your doctor if this happens. Using Januvia with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. To reduce the risk, your doctor may prescribe a lower dose of the sulfonylurea or insulin. Your doctor may do blood tests before and during treatment to check your kidneys. If you have kidney problems, a lower dose may be prescribed. Side effects may include upper respiratory tract infection, stuffy or runny nose, sore throat, and headache. For help lowering your blood sugar, talk to your doctor about Januvia.
I was involved in a hit-and-run accident. I didn't know what options I had until I spoke with Ted.
I told her, Autumn, your job is to try to get better, and I'll deal with everything else. I'll deal with the insurance companies.
He was very supportive and kind and knowledgeable. I knew that I was working with a professional that was going to help me get the results that I deserved.
Call Kogan and DeSalvo now, 800-707-9111.
The call is free.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment. I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It's the one and only cure that's one pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. With Harvoni, there's no interferon, and there are no complex regimens. Tell your doctor if you have other liver or kidney problems, HIV, or other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Harvoni may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects of Harvoni may include tiredness, headache, and weakness.
I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
We're back here on the Now South Florida. If you want to quit smoking, there are plenty of ways to do it. But what is the absolute best way? Turns out there isn't. A new study from the University of Wisconsin shows they're all pretty much about the same. Researchers compared the effectiveness of 3 cessation treatments, the nicotine patch and the patch plus nicotine lozenges, as well as the prescription drug Chantix. They lined them all up and compared them. The study lasted about 3 months, and it included 1,000 people who wanted to give up cigarettes. A year later, quit rates were all about the same. 1 in 5 smokers had remained smoke-free. If you're spending too much time anyway on social media, you may be spending too much too. If you're like me, you shop too much. Anyway, it could be the reason that you're having trouble sleeping. A study from the University of Michigan included nearly 1,800 people between the ages of 19 and 32. And those who spent the most time per week on a device using social media were 3 times more likely to have trouble falling asleep and then staying asleep. More studies, they say, are needed to determine which came first, whether it's the frequent social media use affecting your sleep, or whether people who have sleep problems simply pass their time when they're not sleeping by going online. Which comes first? What would you trade for Super Bowl tickets right now?